Good morning. I'm Jeff Ski Kinsey, Creative Director and Founder at Rhino Island Media. Today, let's talk about how to insightly custom fields. But I'm going to clarify. I want to add 2 fields to the leads screen within Insightly. Okay? And there is no good help for this. I've looked everywhere. So, you open Insightly, you've got your profile in the upper right corner, you click on it, you see something called System Settings, right? So you click on it. It says, well, what kind of system settings? Well, we want the objects and fields. Okay? Making sense so far? Again, you got to love Insightly. Okay, then what we want to do is we want to pick the lead object. Okay, this is an object-oriented environment, and within the object for lead resides different fields. Okay, and this is not clear on any help I've looked. I looked all over YouTube and Insightly. I found nothing this succinct. I'm sad to say. Hence, I had to create it myself. Okay, then we look and we see fields. And guess what? We want to create a new field. Okay, it doesn't exist. We see some that exist there. And again, we're in the leads. So we're going to say, hey, let's add a new field. And it wants to know what kind of field type. Okay, I want to add an email and a date parameter. So here you can see I've got email address checked. And these are predefined field types that we can use for our own purpose, which makes sense. Again, you'd think somebody before me could have laid it out. And I used this program 10 years ago. So I created a field called blast email. So what I do is I blast out warm emails. And I want to save it so that people know how I reached out to a lead. Okay? So I've told it to type. It's an email address. I've given it a name. It then created a unique field. It tells me, hey, we did it. Here's what it looks like. And we've set it up. Here's the date we created it. Okay? And that's just for the email address. So I created one also for the date. I want to know the date I blasted that email to this person. Make sense? And again, when you know where to go and what to do, it makes perfect sense. Okay, so now we're going to go to the page layout and say we want to see this on the lead page, right? So page layouts. And as we look at it, this is the top of it, how it's laid out. If we scroll to the bottom, we'll see that because these were 2 new fields, they've been added to the bottom. And that little gray bar there, if you grab that, you can actually drag this and move it higher up on the screen, which is ultimately what I'll do. There's also a little gearbox there that you can change the how the screen interacts. You can make it a read-only so people could not change it if you'd like. In fact, I think I actually click on it here. Let's see. Let's open it up any minute now. Excuse me. There it is. So here's the little gear at the end of that that says what you can do with each field setting. So that's what it takes. Okay, seems simple enough. So now let's click on the leads. We see I've got one lead in there, me, and that is my legitimate business address and phone number if you need to reach out with questions. So let's actually open it up and see what it looks like. So here I popped it open. Here you can see the standard stuff. It's always been there. It's highlighted over on the other screen. And so now let's scroll down to the bottom. And there you can see it's added to 2 fields. How cool is that? Now, why was that necessary? Because Insightly will not honor the fact that you can set somebody up for email opt-out. What I do is I tell people in the email, look, you've not joined any list, so there's nothing to unsubscribe. It's a one-time offer. Take action or don't. So I want to not let our appointment getter actually send them another email because I already got one. So I had to create this separate field, but I want the appointment getter to know when the blast actually went out and to what email address it went out. And then they're going to update this with the actual correct person's information. Make some sense? And the cool thing about this, if you now export this file, you'll be able to see that it actually created this new field. It's now part of the extract. As you can see, it's the last two fields, the blast email and the blast date. So that's as tough as it gets if you understand what you're trying to accomplish. And again, the help I had was trying to create a new object, a completely new object, like lien or contacts. I didn't want that. I wanted my fields inside the existing object known as leads. Hence, that's what we did. If you need help marketing your B2B, reach out. We're rhinoisland.online. Tell them the Ski Man sent you.